Do you believe that we're in a simulation? Do you think it's plausible?
I don't want to believe it.
You don't want to believe it?
I don't want. I'm whiny about that.
Why?
No, nobody wants to be a simulation. My best argument that we're not, or rather, my best way to improve the odds that we're not, is just to remind you how the simulation argument works. You have some universe, and then they have computers that are very powerful. They simulate a world within the computer, and the life forms in that world believe they have free will. So there they are. It's like a video game, right? And then they say, I'm bored, I'm going to make computers. So they invent computers, and then they create a video game inside their computers. And then it's video games all the way down. Okay? Okay. So if I close my eyes and throw a dart, which universe am I most likely to hit? The one that started them all, or the 999 bajillion that followed? Probably one of the ones that were manufactured, which argues strongly that we're in a simulation. However, the only universes that could create other worlds are the ones that have the capacity to create other worlds. Okay? So each one of these in this sequence had the computing power to create a whole other world. That's why it continued the sequence. We, humans on Earth, do not yet have the power to create an entire other universe with people in it who have what they believe is free will. We don't have that power yet. Because of that, we are not one of the ones in the sequence, because everyone in the sequence has the power to create another universe, and they did. We don't have that power, which means we are either the very first universe in that sequence or the very last that has yet to achieve the power of simulation. So we go from, 100 bajillion to 1 likelihood that we are to maybe 1 and 2. And I like those odds.
Does this not assume that the creators of the simulation modeled their universe as being a one-to-one copy of our own, and they wanted us to have?
No, but they can make any kind of universe they want. Who cares? Not a one-to-one copy. This universe happens to have like planets and stars and people in it. The other one could just be Mario characters.
Probabilistically, I think I've heard Elon Musk say that he thinks probabilistically this is a simulation, which I thought was compelling. And he did reason that, they've got these three potential options. Either humanity just blows themselves up before they get to this technological advancement. Either this is a simulation, or either this is space reality. Those are the three plausible outcomes. And one would say, it being base reality is highly improbable. Do we blow us?
Why is that highly improbable?
The size and scale of the universe and the speed in which we've gone from being frankly, relative speed of cavemen to being able to do large language models of vast intelligence and VR simulations. It's like this Cosmos taught me this. It's like this.
Well, it's actually not like that. It's not. Can I explain why?
Sure.
Okay. So it's simply exponential growth.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. So if you plot Earth's population, very common encounter with an exponential curve. Okay? So you have a plot and you have time. Go back, I don't care how much time it is. You go back and it's like almost flat line and then it goes up. This is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It happens like this. That is the plot of an exponential on linear graph. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Here's what all exponentials have in common. If you truncated it somewhere here, let's say, so go back 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, and then replotted it, it would do this.
Mm-hmm.
Go back again, replot it, it would do this.
Yeah.
Everybody in an exponential thinks they're living in special times.
Yeah.
They think that all the greatest, most important discoveries happened recently. Yes, that is true, but it's true for everybody along the exponential. When we invented the car, the automobile, no one is saying, look how backwards we are. They're saying, look how advanced we are. We now have an automobile, and we have railroads that cross the lands, and we have steamships that cross the ocean. Look at how advanced we are. Look how far we've come in just decades.
If you imagine any rate of improvement at our current trajectory, we get to a point at some stage in the future where we can create simulations.
Yes. Yes.
So
it's a natural.
Yeah, we
Yes.
get there.
But we're not there now. And since we're not there now, we're not one of these middle universes.
But whether it's 100 years or 1,000 years or 10,000 years, we eventually get there. And then if you layer that over with what you said about there being 100 billion galaxies with 100 billion stars, it's conceivable that we are not at the front of that race. And if we're not at the front of that race, that means that someone else theoretically got there at some point, and therefore we might be their simulation.
Yes, of course. Yes.
And that seems way more
No.
statistical.
What I'm saying is, yes, we could be their simulation, but we can't simulate anybody within our world yet.
Yeah, not yet.
That's why we are either the last one in that list created by some other civilization that can't yet create the next civilization, or we're the first one that's authentic.
Or it could be a tree though. It could be like they did 500, then this person here did 300.
Yes. So I'm taking the very straight line model.
Yeah.
Yes. It could be fully branched out.
Yeah.
And sure. All I'm saying is we're nowhere in the middle of that. We have to be at the end because we can't make another universe yet. So that greatly reduces the total number of universes your dart can hit when you toss it against the wall. You're either the first universe or the last one. And I gave it in a line, but it could be the last of any of these.
Yeah,
yes.
It could be the last of a tree. Like I think a family tree. You don't have kids.
That's fine. So how many would the last be? 500, 1,000? Whatever that is, there's countless other ones that came before us leading up to that.
And we could have cousin simulations that went on, and that seems more probable in the balance of. I can't think of a singular argument that's more convincing that if humans eventually get to technological advancement, thus so that they could create their own simulation, then it's conceivable that in such a vast universe, other living intelligent life got there first. You agree that there's intelligent life in the universe. I think it's quite arrogant of us to think that we are the most technologically advanced in the universe.
Right. No one should be thinking that.
So thus it's a simulation, Neil.
Unless we are not the simulation and we're the original universe that hasn't started the ball rolling yet.
And could you imagine the odds of that? What would the odds of that be?
This is my point. The simplest way is to look in the line. In the straight line example, which we can spread out in just a moment, we're either the starter universe who hasn't figured out how to make a universe yet.
Yes.
Or we're the last in that line, which have yet to evolve the capacity to make a universe, because it doesn't happen instantly. They have to invent computers and they have free will. And so they're doing their thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So however many universes are in between, it goes from that number of possible universes we could have been to a 1 in 2 chance that we're real. 1 in 2. We're the original or we're this one, which is simulated. That's a 1 in 2 chance. Now you have branches. Fine. I don't mind branches, where each one creates 10 universes. Fine. You have branches. Once again, we are either the last one in a branch or we're the first one that started it all.
Here's my drawing of how it might look. So we could be that one, or we could be that one, 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 that one. Why is that not plausible? It's kind of like a family tree. Some of them have kids, some of them don't.
So in that case, only one of them evolved to make another universe.
This one did here, but also this one did here.
Right. That's the only one in that generation that made another universe. Correct?
And this up here at the top.
That one made 10 of 8 of them, and only one of them made another universe. Okay, now 2 of them made another universe. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now...
And one of them made another universe as well.
Okay, correct. So you keep doing that. If we're early in the game...
Yeah.
Then we could be any one of those at the edges of the line. That's correct. Okay, we could be any one of those. And we're plodding along. But if all the rest make more universes, we know we're not them because we don't have that ability yet.
Mm-hmm.
So in your top row example, if one of them continues to not be able to make another universe and the others do, once again, in that case, is 1 out of 3 chance that we're real, that we're the starter universe. because you have two other places that have yet to make, in another drawing that you could draw, all the rest make new universes, but two don't. In the simulation scenario, yes, you could do that, but that's not what anyone is thinking about. They're thinking that it's simulated universes all the way down. And you just drew a whole crop of universes that are not simulating other universes.
So
it's not very fertile in the simulated universe.
Maybe this is what the multiverse is. Maybe this is what infinity is. Maybe this was what the Big Bang was a universe creating the next universe.
Yeah, well, that's what we call it, the multiverse, creating universes.
And maybe that's what it is. Maybe the civilization becomes so advanced in their technology that they're able to create one of those Big Bang moments. And
yeah, I mean, that would be interesting if they just summon it up at will. Yeah, that'd be weird.
Maybe the point in which we, as an advanced civilization, can come together with, I don't know, AI and build a new universe is the next Big Bang.
There's no reason to say it couldn't be that, right? But what's interesting, though, is that the laws of physics we measure on Earth apply across the universe and across time. So that's just maybe that's just the programmer's rules for the universe they just created. So I have no way to step to the side of that argument.
So do I get a Nobel Prize? What happens now?
So the difference is, in our Big Bang, we went through single-celled life, then multicellular organisms, and then intelligence, then technology. So if the technology, we have technology that enabled all that. And in a simulation, let me back up. So in a simulation, are they starting you from the beginning of the universe? Is there a Big Bang in the simulation? Or are they just people just showing up fully formed as an intelligent species in the simulation? And maybe they're implanted with a memory that's not real. This is very matrixy.
What is the point of life? What is the point of all of this stuff? You get to live, I don't know, 80, 90, 100 years, whatever it is. What is the point, Neil?
The point.
The point of all of this. Why are we here?
So that question asked by many people will keep religion in business for a long time. For many, the purpose in life is to serve God. Okay? And that's a little odd to me, because if I created a universe, I would not need people to praise me. That just feels weird. I would just create it and have fun. Let me work on the next universe now. Personally, I wouldn't feel that need. So it's odd that a all-powerful, all-knowing entity seeks your submission and obedience. And it's just, I've never fully wrapped my head around that idea. But the meaning in life, it was really what you're asking. What is meaning? I derive meaning from life. I create meaning from life. When I say I derive it, I create meaning in life. I don't look for meaning. Many people look for meaning. Is it under a rock behind a tree? I'm still in search of the meaning of life. You realize you have the power to create meaning? Create meaning. We all have the power to do so. Add it to the meaning that you're looking for, but right now you can create meaning. One way is, this might not be the recipe for everyone. I want to learn something today that I didn't know yesterday. I want to learn something tomorrow that I didn't know today, thus growing my awareness of the objective realities of the world. That's my first. As I grow my awareness, I have new, nuanced, informed perspectives. So you can grow in wisdom, knowledge, wisdom, and insight that wouldn't otherwise be possible if you didn't keep learning. Second, I want to do something today that lessens the suffering of others.
Why?
Because if I have the power to make the world a better place for me having lived in it, I value that.
Why?
I value happiness because people apparently, people like being happy, unless you're clinically depressed. Happiness is something that I valued my whole life. It brings joy to being alive at all. So that's how I think about it. And in my podcast, the humor is an important element of the podcast. There's a braid of science, pop culture, and humor. People return. They come back to the podcast because they laughed, they smiled, they felt good at the time they learned the thing that they learned, and they want to reproduce that feeling. So we should not be surprised that we want to do things that make us feel good. And again, why does helping another person make me feel good? It's not, I don't do it for me, I do it for the person. Okay. I don't help the person across the street so that I feel good about myself. I help the person across the street so that the person feels good that they made it across the street.
Which in turn makes you feel good.
Well, except I don't want to be needlessly semantic. There are things that I could do that make me feel good that I don't do because it doesn't spread the goodness. I can live in my own, this feels good. But when you spread it, then other people can share in your emotions. And so I don't do it so much for myself. I just do it because I think we should spread more joy in the world. Here's a way to do that. Again, it's not about you, right? It's, I do you a favor. And you say, thanks, I really needed that. I'll repay that favor one day. And I'll say, no. Pass it forward. Do that favor for someone else, ideally a stranger, okay? A stranger who will never remember your name. Do it for them. And you know what will happen? That favor, and you tell them to pass it forward, that favor will work its way through society, through cultures, through civilization, never being closed back. The moment you say, hey, I'll repay you the favor, that closes it off and it's no longer available to anybody in civilization. If you don't close it, send it forward, then there are these tributaries of favors working their way through civilization. And everyone is better off for it.
Neil, we have a closing tradition where the last guest leaves a question for the next, not knowing who they're leaving it for.
Oh, sure.
And the question left for you is...
Do they know it's me?
They didn't know it was you.
Okay.
What is it that you would like us to write on your gravestone if we were the authors of the message?
Let me back into that by saying, I don't need anything that memorializes my life. Because it's not, as an educator, it's not about my life. It's about the life of those who I've touched. It's about their lives. It's not about my life. No statues, no plaques, nothing. I don't need that. I don't seek it. I've had photographers come up to me and say, oh, I'm a fashion photographer and I photograph all these famous people. Do you want to be a part of that? No. It's not about me. I don't need you to look at a picture of me in a book. What I want you to do, open up a book that I wrote and read what I wrote in the book. And you read that and you will learn from it. You'll be enlightened because as an educator, it's about you. It's not about the educator. So I don't want memorials or anything. Nothing. But I know what I want on my tombstone. There's the full quote, which I will begin with, but it's the end of the quote that fits the tombstone. It's by Horace Mann, the educator, American educator of the early 19th century. He was a university president. The school's named after him, Horace Mann School. He's an educator. For one of his farewell addresses at a university, he said, I beseech you to treasure up in your hearts these, my parting words. Be ashamed to die until you have won some victory for humanity. That's what I want on my tombstone.
Be ashamed to die until you have won
some victory for humanity. And as educator, that's my goal. Humanity is better off for me having been in this world. That's my goal. Because there are too many people where humanity's worse off for them having been in this world. Well, not too many. There's a few key people in the history of the world for whom that's true. And if we can do our little bit to improve the world.
You've most certainly done that. You've done it for arguably hundreds of millions of people. I think if I was really thinking then of like, what is the net impact you've had on my life from...
On your life?
On my life. From, all of the content and information and movies and books and documentaries and so on that you've written. And I think the net impact, if I crystallized it down to a word, was about curiosity. And I'd say it's like expanding my mind to what is to wonder more.
Unfortunately, that does not exist in most schools.
Yeah.
The kids in their class, they can't wait until the end of the period. They see the clock.
Mm-hmm.
They can't wait till the end of the school day. They can't wait till it's Friday. They can't wait till it's vacation. They can't wait till school's over.
Mm-hmm.
They can't wait till graduation. All of these sentiments are I don't want to keep learning anymore. It's a chore. I don't enjoy it. I don't like it.
Well,
there's even a rock anthem celebrating that fact by Alice Cooper. It says, you know it, school's out for the summer.
I think this photo and what you said about
school's out forever.
I hated school.
But it's my point.
Yeah.
I don't blame the students.
Yeah.
I'm blaming the system where you can't wait to get out of school, which means they're not teaching curiosity. Because if they did, staying in school would be fulfilling that. And if they did, leaving school would birth you the rest of your life as a curious person where you continue to learn. That's what school should be about, and it's not.
And that's what you're doing for others, expanding the curiosity, the aperture, and allowing them to wander beyond the narrowness of whatever.
I want people to say, gee, I miss school.
I don't miss school. I absolutely don't miss school. But do you know what I do miss? Well, I don't miss it, but we have to make a distinction between school and education or school and learning. And we kind of conflate the two and think they're the same.
Well, because school's got a bad name. It's got a bad, it's a place where you go to have curiosity fulfilled, stoked and fulfilled. That if all schools were that, imagine how different the world would be.
We can only imagine.
Imagine.
I have your book in front of me here. It's, by the way, it's beautiful, and the title is great. It's called Take Me to Your Leader, Perspectives on Your First Alien Encounter. If you've ever wondered why there are so many UFO sightings, whether aliens might already be amongst us, Tyson offers an informed perspective that is both factual and fun. Take Me to Your Leader is a tantalizing exploration of what would be the most mind-blowing experience of your life. The book for anyone who has ever wondered, as we all do now, are we alone? Thank you so much. I'm going to link this book below. Anybody that's into the subject matter of aliens and wants to wonder and have some fun.
And if I can give you just my favorite example from the book, on the chapter Alien to Us. There's Alien to Us and Alien to Them. Whole chapters, right? Like little things like, let's say you befriend the alien and then you say, excuse me, I have to lay down horizontally and go semi-comatose for 1/3 of Earth's rotation. They'll look at you and say, what? What? You guys don't sleep? What's sleep? I mean, it could be that. It's you be ready that things we take for granted might not be obvious to an alien. And another one, if the alien has some appendage, right? Don't just reach and grab it and shake it. You don't know what part of the alien that is. And maybe you don't want to find out after you just shook it. And shaking hands is not even earth-wide. In Asia, shaking hands is not as common as it is in the West. So don't take your own, one of the biggest lessons there is don't take your own assumptions and apply it to the alien. And in the Alien to Them chapter, it's a fast one, and then we can wrap. Just imagine they landed in Los Angeles, okay? And they're in the median of the 405, right? And they're just looking around. I'm certain they would conclude that the dominant life form on Earth was the automobile. Because there they are just doing things. And then they'd see like a car hauler go by. And they'd say, that one's pregnant. They would see cars inside. If there's an accident, other automobiles come up to take it away and repair it. These automobiles go up to fast food establishments, and people don't get out of their car to go in. They stay in their car, wait in line, in a slow line to get fast food handed to them through a window, and then they eat it in the car. So the aliens would say, okay, the life form is the car, and the squishy things inside, that must be the squishy middle of this life form. What this book tries to do is recast all of your assumptions about what an alien would think of us and about what we would think of an alien. And I try to have fun doing it along the way. So that's all. Thank you for bringing it up.
Thank you so much, Nick.